The RV broke down in the same cornfield Buddy Holly died in. Oh, cool! What is happening, roadies? Whoa. How are you? I say whoa because today, Friday, May 27th, is the final day, the final Storytime Friday of the Hell on Wheels series here that I've been doing for the last several months, reading you a chapter out of this book, Hell on Wheels, a Tour Stories compilation by Greg Jacobs. Today is the final day, the final story with X, spoken by John Doe. Before we get to that, I want to thank all of you for watching and listening, for tuning in every Friday and checking this thing out, man. It has been a blast to do. It's been so much fun. And just, shedding light on these bands and these crew members that are out there crisscrossing the country, that were crisscrossing the country back in the 90s and whatnot, making this happen was just super cool. So obviously, first and foremost, I got to give a shout out to Greg Jacobs for allowing me to do this little project here and getting this thing out. And I want you to stay tuned because I've got Greg coming up on the podcast. If you want to listen to that episode, just hit the link in the description. You can subscribe to the podcast and check out all of the other great interviews that I've done over the last 6 years. It's been 6 years this month since I launched Roadie Free Radio, and it's been an amazing ride. So check out those interviews. If you like this little series, if this is the only thing that you've been tuning in to listen to, please check out some of these interviews because there are some incredible stories about some incredible people who make music happen for us all. So with that being said, Greg Jacobs, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We do not have an actual date yet set for the new edition of Hell on Wheels coming out, but that will be coming out by University of Hell Press. You can get this copy by hitting the Amazon link in the description below, and that new copy hopefully will be coming out before the end of the year. First it was summer, then it was fall. Greg's not quite sure when it's going to be this year, but it is coming out this year, so you're going to want to check that out. I say buy both. Get the original if you can find it on Amazon, and get the new one when it comes out. So that's the first one. Second one I got to thank is oneofoneproductions.com. I was over at their studio just last night for an open house. Killer looking studio. Fela and Dennis, thank you guys so much for supporting this series, supporting the whole Roadie Free Radio program and everything we do here. It's been great partnering up with you guys. And if you guys haven't seen it, you might not know, or you may know all about the Roadie Free Radio podcast bundle that I did in collaboration with One of One Productions. It includes everything from this Roswell Pro Audio Mini K87 microphone, a set of AKG headphones. I'm all over the place today, man. I'm a little worked up because it's the last one. AKG headphones, a Focusrite interface, cables, everything, and a beautiful case, everything, and stickers, everything you need to launch a podcast or take your current show to the next level. And they are, of course, the one-stop shop for podcast gear that you're going to need to do all of that stuff to have a successful show. So check them out, oneofoneproductions.com. Use the code ROADIEFreeRadio when you check out. And of course, I've got to thank all of the bands out there, man, who shared these stories with Greg so that I could then in turn share them all with you. This has been, it's been amazing. So with all of that out of the way, here we go. Our final story. The band X and John Doe. Spoken by John Doe. X. In 1993, the Jesus record on Mercury Records. During that tour, which we started in July, our first of the East Coast, there was a heat wave that lasted for exactly 10 days. 10 days that X was on the East Coast. It was never below 90 degrees, maybe 92. It was never below 90% humidity. But the heat wave fucking died. X played. X rocked the fuck out. Then we moved over to the Midwest, where they had the Great Flood of 1993, and we played through the flood, through the waters, driving over the Mississippi many, many times. In St. Louis, the waters were lapping the back door of Mississippi Nights, and from there, we continued on the National Disaster Tour of 1993. John Doe. In 1989, John Doe and his solo band had their RV vehicle break down in the cornfield that Buddy Holly died in. Oh, cool. The RV broke down in the same town that Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper died back in the 1950s. After almost getting arrested for using a credit card that was not in my name, we escaped miraculously and rented a truck. After having climbed in the equipment truck, which was a cube van rent-a-truck from Ryder, we drove about 700 miles to Minneapolis, Minnesota to play at the 7th Street entrance of the First Avenue Club. We arrived 5 minutes, wait a minute, this thing just got cut off, man. There we go. We arrived 5 minutes or maybe 15 minutes before we were supposed to go on. The band walked downstairs to drink a bottle of tequila and went on stage after having ridden about 10 hours in the dark in the back of a cube van. I guess that's rock and roll, huh? Wow. There it is, guys. The final story. Hell on Wheels, man. Great stuff. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself a copy. Go back. Read this for yourself. Get it on your tour bus while you're cruising down the road. Share it with your bandmates. Share it with your crew members. Or just go back and watch every single one of these videos and podcasts because, why not? You got nothing else better to do. Hey, man, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into these things. We got other great stuff coming up. Stay tuned for Greg Jacobs' interview. That's going to be coming up real soon. Until then, y'all stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy out there. I'll see you down the road. And remember, no roadies, no rock and roll.